Chosen Truth Production.
Welcome. I don't feel like it today. There are days that you really just don't. This could be one of those days. Like whatever it is, you just don't. You don't have the motivation, you don't have the drive, you don't have the want to, the desire to, the expectations to do anything. And, Bruno Mars even had a song about today, I don't feel like doing anything. But then sometimes you can have situations where you're just underwhelmingly overwhelmed. Not able to think clearly, not able to process clearly, where suddenly everything feels like a major task to lift the fog and simply get out of bed. I don't want people to always assume that life is just perfect every day. And even for those that achieve, even those that dream and make things happen, there are seriously some tough times, even in the life of dreamers, creators, creatives, and people that have come up with new ideas and scenarios and situations, and even your day-to-day places of desire and dreaming, imagining. Sometimes some dreams are easy to remember. Other dreams are hard. You forget details. You forget, what was I supposed to be doing? What was that all about? What was this calendar date? What was this appointment? What was all of that? And I just want to kind of, not to say I have a solution, it's more of, I get it. I am on that some days where it's like, I just hope I can get through today. Now, we would certainly hope to make every day count, but sometimes one day counts seemingly a little like you might count a lot more than the next day. Sometimes the accomplishment of the day is getting out the house. Sometimes the accomplishment of the day is just making it another day. Sometimes you have to pull back all the expectations of today. It's like, you know what? I'm just glad I made it. I may be mad, I may be disappointed, I may not have caught all of the expected outcomes from last week or last month. But today is one of those days. You just gotta make sure, did I breathe? That's good. And we'll start there. Sometimes instead of working your way down of what you didn't do, sometimes you just gotta work your way up of what you did do. Did I at least brush my teeth? A friend of mine said that one day when they were battling depression, the only thing they could do was make their bed. And they get out of bed, and thank God they got out of bed, and they said, I didn't want to do anything, so the first thing I just tried to make myself do was make my bed. That if I get everything else wrong, if I just can't seem to function, at least there was one win today. Sometimes life can be like that. Can I just get one win today? There are days that you don't know what winning feels like. And so you gotta start small. Did I put the right shoe on the right foot? And did I put one foot in front of the other? Because whether we know it or not, or like it or not, sometimes that's a win all itself, especially if you've been in a situation where you don't have that ability. Count it all joy, count it grateful, count it as gratitude to say, okay, I got that win. I got that celebration, and celebrate it. Sometimes you got to just pull back on, you were supposed to maybe climb the mountain today, but if you threw a pebble in the direction, hey, I threw that pebble, and tomorrow I'll have to climb. There are days I went out on a boat, and there's, you have to monitor the tides when the tide is going in and out and when time's coming in. Because if you don't have all the power in the world, you almost have to time your departure with where the tide is rising or falling. And sometimes days feel like that. I don't have the power to fight against the tide right now, so I need to wait. And wait for the tides to move a little bit more in my favor. But it doesn't mean I'm not trying. Sometimes the best try is even to count the fact that you didn't fight it. The fact that you didn't make things worse, but you had patience enough to know that today may not be the right time and day to do whatever I was really hoping to do. And you count it joy. You count it as, I didn't want to, but I know there's something I will be able to achieve. You have to give yourself emotional space for the grace. I think you're hearing a lot that oftentimes if you don't give yourself that slack tide, for example, where it's not going up or going down, but just sort of just right, even for yourself, it'll be hard to function under your own power. So maybe the weather has changed and got cold. And in this particular unpredictable winter, it's been warm, it's been cold. You adjust, you unadjust. Things that were cold to you now are like freezing, and now that things that were warm are cold. You can't even decide what you're adjusting to because it's not predictable. And sometimes you just gotta walk in the door and be like, I'm not going anywhere until some things kind of even out. So I would say wait, renew your strength, and wait. Sometimes the wait is the strength you needed. Sometimes you're right. You don't want to do anything. And the only thing you're supposed to do is wait for the tide to catch back up with you. I guess we're waiting together, friends. Hope you enjoyed your time with us. We'll see you soon.